Welcome back, guys. You are here because you are checking out Nate Pittman's role play session, specifically probate role play session. We have multiple different scripts and dialogue approaches that we teach, whether that be probate, circle prospecting, expired, for sale by owner, buyer lead, roofing leads, general contractor insurance, whatever it is. But this specific one is a real estate probate prospecting role play call. Now, what we do with these role play calls is I'm not going to be really easy. I'm also not going to be the most jerkish prospect that you ever deal with either. If you guys have ever done any prospecting, you know that there's some people that you're just not going to overcome. That's not my goal here. My goal is to offer up some realistic resistance and see how Nate gets around some of that resistance and navigates that conversation in a way that hopefully leads me to become either an appointment or a good warm lead that could be handed through to you guys. Now, this is as much a role play session for Nate to demonstrate his abilities as it is for me as the coach and the trainer to demonstrate mine. So stick around through the whole role play. At the end of it, I'm going to offer some advice and a little bit of coaching. If Nate kills it and I have nothing to say, then I will probably feel a little bit bad. But most of the time, I'm going to find a couple of things that need to be adjusted and offer some coaching advice after. And I wanted you guys to be able to hear that so you could see how I coach on prospecting and role play sessions. So with that said, let's go ahead and turn it over to Nate to start the role play call. You can start with a ring ring and then I'll answer.
All right, sounds perfect.
All right.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Bruce Hill?
Yep. Who's this?
Hi, this is Nate Pittman with XYZ Real Estate. I'm not sure I have the right person here. Are you involved with the estate of John Doe?
Uh, yeah. That was my dad. Why?
Very sorry for your personal loss, sir. I can tell you're busy. I don't want to take a bunch of your time, but we'll actually offer a turnkey service for families going through the probate process and handles things such as selling real estate, arranging estate sales, property clean out, and other responsibilities and tasks you might not have time for. How would you say the probate process is going? Would you say you're getting stuck on anything or you got it pretty well handled?
I just started. I mean, I'm a little. I got my hands full over here, but as far as the probate stuff, I don't need anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know it's a really a tough time to be making decisions. It sounds like you're a little early in the process to be looking for some help. Do you mind if I send you my contact information and maybe a list of services that we offer for when you are ready to be looking for that help?
Um, yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, well, do you have a pen and paper ready?
Um, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, great. My name is Nate Pittman, and the number is 231-632-0905.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Just before I let you go though, do you mind if I ask real quick? 6 months down the road, probate's done, you're not thinking about it. Is your family looking to keep the real estate or leaning more towards selling it?
Um, well, are you talking about my dad's house on Main Street?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm living over there right now. And I really have no idea what's going to happen long term yet.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes complete sense. Let me ask you then, if we could get you kind of a ballpark estimate, what you could get for it, is that something you'd be interested in checking out?
Um, yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, perfect. So how about I make a quick proposal based on, you're living there, don't quite know what you want to do yet. How about I connect you with my team leader, Bruce, and we do a quick evaluation of the house and we work from there on what we could do for a price strategy wise.
Um, yeah, that'd work.
Okay, great. Do you mind if I take a minute just to ask you a little bit about the property?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, great. Just a couple basic questions, how many bedrooms, bathrooms?
Okay. Yeah. I mean basics. It's three bedrooms, two baths, but I guess I got a bath in the basement too. So I guess two and a half maybe. That's basically just a toilet and a shower. Um, so like it's one story, but it's got a basement and it's partially finished down there.
Okay, sounds perfect. Um, is there a mortgage on the house? And if so, who would be paying that now?
Well, I'm paying that. I've been paying it for dad for the last couple of years, ever since I moved in here. And yeah, there's a mortgage. I'm not even sure what we owe yet.
Right, okay. Just a couple more questions. Is there any special features, a big lot, acreage, maybe barn, garage, separate garage?
Um, it's got a great deck on the back. Other than that, I wouldn't call it a big lot. It's kind of average for the neighborhood. Um, and mm, I can't think of anything else. I mean, we put a new roof on a few years ago, if that counts. I don't know if that counts or not.
No, that's really great to know. That is actually something that we kind of ask about too, is renovations, maintenance that needs to be done. Was that done in the last 6 months?
No, that was a couple of years ago.
Okay. So one last question about that. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being it needs major remodels and 5 being it's in perfect modern condition, where would you rate the house?
Oh, I'll say, uh, truthfully, it's probably like a three. I mean, it's built back in the late '70s. So it could, yeah, I mean, it could use a little bit of sprucing up and updating, but it's in good shape. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just kind of maybe average.
Okay, yeah, no. Okay, that makes sense. So with all that considered, we've talked a little bit about the property. I know you said you're not quite sure, you haven't really thought about what to do, but when it comes to selling, how much would you be looking to get for it if you did want to sell?
Um, I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. Um, my neighbor listed for 265. I think it was like 265 or 260 or something like that. Not long ago, like 2 years ago. Um, so maybe something like that. You guys are
Okay.
the experts, though. You know how much it's worth.
Not currently, but you know what we could do if you have an afternoon available, maybe a Saturday, Sunday, sort of time frame. My partner Bruce could actually stop over and do a little evaluation and just kind of look around the house. He would be able to give you a better ballpark on what kind of price you could get it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Is there a time that would work for you to do something like that?
Next weekend is probably okay. Or I get off work earlys on Wednesdays. That would probably be okay too.
Okay. So could I tell my partner Bruce maybe around 6 o'clock on Wednesday?
Um, yeah, that's fine. I'm normally eating dinner at that time though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be a better time then?
Um, Probably more like four or the
Four.
weekend.
Okay. Okay, well, I will tell him that and maybe he could call you when it's a little closer and he could get a better time frame.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. Um, Couple questions. That address for that house, can you tell me that address just to make sure it's the same one we have listed here?
Yeah, it's 123 Main Street.
Okay, 3 Main Street. Perfect. All right. Well, I will relay all of this to my partner Bruce. And is this a good number to reach you at for him to give you a call?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, perfect. So I will relay all of this to him and he will give you a call as soon as he's able.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you for your
All
time,
right.
sir. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. All right, great. Good job. Good job. Did you pick up on anything that during that you were like, oh man, I should have done this?
Yes, the 5 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
I it made more sense to me at the moment to be like, okay, like let me ask about the house then, because you don't know what you want to do about it. And then I was like, I probably should have asked what he was thinking before that, to kind of follow the steps.
Mhm. Okay. Actually, that's not something, so good observation. It's not something that I marked down, so you can absolutely do that. And for those of
Okay.
you that don't know, our 5 pillars are essentially digging for motivation, time frame, price expectation, maybe willingness to talk to you, the agent or the investor. So it's just kind of 5 overall categories that we want to talk about when we're really qualifying that lead. Yes, I would agree with that. So a couple of things that I noticed. So number one, in the very beginning, in your opening, you didn't use a conversation gate. Totally fine. Totally fine. I want you to recognize certain situations where you're going through your opening, and based on the responsiveness of the person that you're talking to, I want you to remember to sometimes insert that conversation gate in, which is, for those of you that don't know, it's just kind of a request for permission to move forward. If you've been through my prospecting classes, you'll know what that is. If not, it would kind of sound like this. Hey, I don't know if this is right for you. Could I take a real fast second and tell you what I was calling for? All right. So that's a conversation gate. It's just asking that person if you can move forward. Once they say yes, you kind of have them for the next at least 30 seconds, because you got a window to be able to explain what you're calling for. It's not a problem that you didn't use that because it sounded natural. I don't want you to feel like you have to force it into every call, but it is something. If somebody's really skeptical and sounds annoyed, you might want to put that in. So conversation gate. Next, you said, after your pitch and after I said, no, I think we're good, I don't need anything, you did a great job of removing that pressure and making me feel good. Hey, do you have a pen and paper handy? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. Okay. What do you pick up with that? Did I actually really have a pen and paper?
Probably not.
Probably not. I was most likely just sort of bluffing you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not bought into the conversation. You did a great job of breaking that resistance and that annoyance down. So there at the end, I just got kind of opened up. I turned into a new person, but I hadn't yet. And I just wanted to make sure that you recognized that I really wasn't bought in. I was just like going through the motions of, yeah, if I pretend to take your name and number, maybe you'll leave me alone. So nothing that you did wrong there. I thought you did perfect. I just wanted to see if you recognized that. And then you kind of asked about the real estate. You said, hey, 6 months, you get probate behind you. Are you guys going to be keeping the real estate or selling the real estate? I prefer to kind of say, hey, I don't know if there's any real estate. If there is, let's say 5, 6 months down the road, you get probate behind you. Were you guys leaning toward holding on to that or selling? So now you're sort of putting that caveat in there that if there is real estate, and you're not just automatically assuming that there is. So I might kind of insert that if there is. Okay, that way you're giving them a little bit of an out. You're also giving them an opportunity to go, oh no, there's no real estate. Now it's an out. They could potentially lie to you there, but I found that most people won't. What I don't want is for them to go, what are you talking about? There isn't any real estate. I thought you knew that. Okay. I don't want to give them the opportunity to kind of be like, are you an idiot? There isn't any real estate. What are you looking at? Okay. So if I want you to kind of make sure that they know that, or that they don't think that. So I've had some people go, oh, did dad own a house I didn't know about? Okay, I've literally had that happen before. So I like to use the if caveat. And then I said, "Are you talking about the house on Elm Street?" I don't remember the street name that I gave, but I said, "Are you talking about that?" And you said, "Yeah, yeah," and you went right into it. And that was your clue that there might be more real estate.
Okay.
Okay. And or if I said, "Hey, which house are you talking about?" Clue that there might be more real estate. So I don't want you getting locked into a single address. I want you to recognize clues that there might be other properties. So are you talking about the house on Elm Street? Well, yeah, that's kind of the one that I was calling about. But a lot of people end up needing to needing to deal with other houses too. Were there any other properties? So kind of let that conversation open up a little bit, and take some notes and see if you can fish around a little bit for extra real estate opportunities. Okay. And lastly is I think you had an opportunity to nail the appointment down. So I had said Wednesday, like 4 o'clock, or the weekend. It was open for you to lock it down. Okay. So why don't we just say, in a lot of cases you're going to have your client schedule. So whoever you're calling for, you're going to have their schedule, maybe a
Mhm.
calendar link or Calendly or something. Um, I want you to go ahead and take that opportunity to lock it down. So what you might have said is, hey, you know what? Bruce is looks like Bruce is tied up at 4 on Wednesday. Why don't we just say Saturday? Does 12 o'clock work better for you? Or maybe something a little more like mid-afternoon, maybe 2 or 3. And I probably would have picked a time. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put you down. I'm gonna send you a text and an email to confirm that you guys are set up. And then the day before, we're just gonna give you a call. Just make sure that we're still on. What's a good email address for you? Okay, so now you've captured an additional point of contact in that email, but you've locked the appointment in. Um, Other than that, and that was kind of 5 things, a couple of things to just think about. So the gate's just something to think about. You didn't do anything wrong. The next thing was do you have a pen and paper? That's just something to think about and recognize whether they're bought in or not. And then those other things, I want you not locking the appointment down if you have someone that gets to that place where I was. Not everyone's ready for that yet. I'd say that the majority of people won't be ready for an appointment yet. But when they walk right up to the line there and they're like, yeah, maybe something more like 4, that's your chance to grab them. And if your client's busy, then move it to another time, and actually propose that you set it. So those would be kind of my pieces of advice. Ultimately, I thought you did a great job though.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and break. I appreciate you guys watching. And if you want to interview Nate or work with Nate, click one of the links below. Thanks so much.